Oregon Main Street's Excellence in Downtown Revitalization Awards were created in 2010 to recognize the efforts of those who work day in and day out to revitalize Oregon's historic downtowns and traditional commercial neighborhood districts. The awards honor the many individuals, businesses, and organizations that have completed exemplary revitalization work that covers all aspects of the Main Street approach: design, economic vitality, organization, and promotion. What's particularly rewarding to see is how many individuals are giving their time, energy, and creativity to make their communities a better place. Now more than ever, it's important to celebrate our award winners. They serve as an inspiration to other communities. By their actions, they encourage others to join our network to preserve the heart and soul of communities across our state. We thank them for their efforts and congratulate all of our nominees on their achievements.
For Best Façade Rehabilitation, the Welcome Hotel is one of the first buildings visible when entering downtown Reedsport on westbound Highway 38. The second floor of the building was severely damaged in a fire about 25 years ago, and the boarded-up windows, intended as a temporary fix, lasted longer than anyone expected. Its deteriorated condition was not very welcoming to the district and didn't encourage people to stop in the town. The rehabilitation of the Welcome Hotel has been on the wish list of Reedsport Main Street for many years. Enter a new property owner, Rob Crocker, with the vision and expertise to bring this building back to life. The improvement included restoring the entire facade as close as possible to the original 1925 appearance of the Welcome Hotel, according to available records, including the transom windows, which were partially funded through a grant managed by Reedsport Main Street. The facade improvement is part of a larger project to bring the building back to life and will include renovated commercial spaces and 10 second-story downtown apartments. Now, the Welcome Hotel once again lives up to its name and is a wonderful example of bringing back the historic architecture in this small coastal community.
I grew up in Reedsport, and I remember that building from a long time ago. It was built in the 20s. It's poured concrete with rebar, so it's reinforced. It's a very solid structure. It used to have apartments in it up until, originally it was a hotel, built as the upper story was a hotel, and it was retail on the bottom. And it did have apartments in it up until the early 90s. And in the early 90s, there's kind of a fun story behind it. There was some arson that happened in the upstairs, and so the apartments that were upstairs had burned. I believe there was 8 apartments up there, and they had burned. And the arsonists were caught and brought to justice. But when they repaired the upstairs, they gutted it and just left it. So it had been sitting vacant since 1994. The city's just been incredibly supportive of it, helping us get through the hoops that we need to make sure that it's safe for new occupancy. The Main Street program has been incredible, and we've also got a grant to help us repair and replace the roof from the Historic Preservation Office from the state Main Street program. So I grew up in that area, and I remember what it was like in the early 80s. Kind of at the tail end of the heyday of the economic the real economic prosperity of that area. And I love old buildings. I love history. I love understanding the backstories behind these incredible buildings, and being able to save them is really important to me, and I really love doing it. And at the same time, it is an investment, so we are making a financial return. To your point, it's a lot. It's not nearly as easy as building a new multi-unit family development in the valley. but yeah, it is, it is a point of pride for us to help kind of save these old buildings and do something for the community that I grew up in. And there's really, really good people over there, and there's not many developers, looking to really improve these structures and save them. And so, we're kind of going in and filling a need, and we're getting so much great support from the cities, from the city staff, from the community, from the people that live in the community. So not only is it, financially, it will be rewarding at some point when we get through these, but it's also, just enjoyable, a lot of fun, and also very fulfilling to know that, we're helping these communities and helping save some of this history. It was truly a team effort from just so many different people. My partner, also, like I said, the city, the Main Street program, Reedsport. There's the South Coast Development Council in that region of Oregon has been very, very helpful and supportive of us. And also, we had some investors who believed in us and believed that, there aren't a whole lot of investors, especially outside the area, looking to put money into, small 100-year-old buildings in rural communities on the coast. So having our investors, the Kelsos, the Nina Bars, the Edmistons to come in alongside of us and really believe in the project has been very important. And also, Emily Bradley, who was the kind of the Main Street manager, if you will, in Reedsport, she was really the one that she's helped push this thing along, and she was the one who nominated us for this. So we wouldn't even be in the running had it not been for Emily to let us know that we should really apply for this. So you're right, there are a ton of great projects across the state, and we're thrilled that our project was recognized. We looked at, again, going back to my love of history, we looked at, historic photos of the building when it was originally built, and we did our best to kind of honor the original vision of the architect in the building, and we chose a paint scheme that matched as close as we could tell. I mean, there's only black and white photos from back in the 20s, but we added a little bit of fun with the gold doors on the front, but other than that, we replaced the transom windows that were there that had been covered up, and there's still some things that can be done, but we're really pleased with the results so far. I should also mention that there were other folks in Reedsport that had fixed up some of those buildings in downtown before us, and so we're somewhat riding on the coattails of those folks too, and so it really is a team effort, and it's just a building at a time, and before you know it, one building gets fixed up, and then a neighbor decides, well, they should spruce theirs up, and then the next neighbor says, well, wow, I need to do mine too, and building at a time, these communities are changing their downtown cores and preserving this history and making them fun places to be a part of and to live in and to visit and to do business in. And it's really exciting to see kind of this resurgence in the interest of these downtown cores and these small communities.